of the alcohol, la 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 la. Just line 'em up and we will drink them all, la 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 la. Well, my mother always said, if you want to drink all day, you best start in the morning, son, 'cause that's the Irish way. We don't get drunk, we get awesome, and every other mother will agree. We don't get drunk, we get awesome, so order up around for you and me. We don't get drunk, we get awesome, and every mother must agree. We don't get drunk, we get awesome, so order up around for you and me, and you and me, and you and me. Let there be whiskey.
Hey, everybody. Welcome once again to Nerds with Alcohol. I am Russ, and I'm sick.
And I'm Chris, and I'm sick.
And this is Nerds with Alcohol. Welcome. Episode
we are down with the sickness.
Yeah. 253, is that what you said?
253, yep.
253. Welcome back to the virtual nerd basement, everybody. This is my triumphant return after a couple weeks off from due to work.
Yeah, welcome back.
Thank you. It's nice to be back.
And we were off last week for the holiday. I just
Yeah.
decided to take the whole week off for everything, and it was nice, just having a little break. But I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, it's nice to be back in the saddle. Yeah, guys. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I hope you guys enjoyed my parade that I put on for everybody.
I watched it.
Did you watch
it? Yeah. Renee and I sat here in the office and actually watched it because we don't have cable, and we don't have a streaming live streaming service. So we actually just went to the WDIV website and watched it.
Right, that's probably the best place to. Channel 4 streams it, and I mean some of the other ones might too as well. I don't know. I know Channel 4 is our official
Well, ABC had Macy's.
Oh, that's right. ABC has Macy's, right? Of course, Macy's.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, it was cool. It was cool watching it. Good work.
It's cold and wet being there. Let me tell you.
I bet. Yeah, it was raining all morning. But yeah, good job on the painting.
Thank you. Yeah, it drizzled early, and then it full on rained for a good portion of the day. I mean, I stupidly wore the wrong footwear. I just threw my Chucks on and went, and I'm like, oh, awesome! These are canvas socks with some rubber on the bottom. Thankfully it wasn't overly cold, but I think it is also what led to me getting a cold. So I did.
Hopefully that's all it is that you got.
Hopefully it's not too bad. I did get a COVID test today.
Yeah.
I started feeling crappy on Saturday, and so finally I just kind of went, it's probably just a cold because I am vaccinated, and I don't have the majority of the symptoms. I'm nauseated. I'm not all the other things. I didn't lose my sense of smell or taste. But it's probably just a sinus infection, but that's the thing. It's presenting differently in different people. So
yeah, well, I didn't have all the symptoms either, and I actually had COVID. So,
right,
and
exactly.
Renee's still under quarantine. I'm technically out of quarantine because it's more than 10 days since my symptoms first presented, and I haven't had a fever in over a week. So
right. Yeah, I've never the highest I was able to figure out, like when I had a 99.2, which doesn't count really. That's less than half a degree, and it's
I got up to 101.4, I think it was.
See, I haven't even had any of that. So anyway, it was just peace of mind kind of thing.
Yep.
And today, and
it's good for before Friday. So
right, exactly. Renee, thanks for the compliment. I'm pretty happy with the way the floats looked. There's always room for improvement, but that's just me being a perfectionist. And but we did a great. I think particularly when we were under the gun, and the last 5-6 weeks there, we really kind of pulled it off. So unfortunately, the big heads weren't able to go out because of the rain. And we turned out at a fantastic, probably the best big head I've seen us make so far it was Stevie Wonder, and it turned out fantastic. Oh, there's my phone figures. It really was great. And I mean, it was a good end. We actually had our wrap-up meeting today. And I think they're gonna have me come in probably to start doing demo. We're gonna be demoing at least 4 of the old floats. And so because we gotta make room, and we gotta make chassis, and we need the chassis, and we have potentially between 8 and 9 new floats next year.
Wow.
That's huge. I've never seen it that much. That means production will start in March, and we'll need the art right away. And and that means, thankfully, I also today was able to look at the damage done, and from what I could tell, most of the damage is, from what I could tell, just kind of a cursory glance. I mean, there's a few things that were fairly major. Excuse me, but not a ton of it. There wasn't a ton of damage. So, and now some of the damage was done on some of the floats we retired. So that's good too.
Yeah. So Renee was asking if Mother Goose is one of the ones that's getting retired.
Not as far as I know.
Okay.
Mother Goose needs to be, in my opinion, needs to be refabbed. We need to start over, make a new one, because she's getting harder to fix, and just looking kind of sad. And there's some things we could do.
I don't remember which one it was. There was one float that it looked like somebody hit something because the front was kind of flapping a little bit.
I can't remember.
I don't remember which one it was, but it looked like there was one piece that was kind of flapping, and it looked like they had collided with something on the front.
I don't know. I can't remember. If I could, I would tell you. I would be like, "Yep, that was it." No, there's just thankfully we also noticed a few things just today walking around. We're like, "Oh, that needs to be fixed right away." The Central Michigan University, the big C that we made for CMU, that got damaged pretty heavily. That came back in pieces. So it just didn't get reinforced strongly enough on its interior. So we're gonna have to reinforce that. And it's just a lot of it is sometimes it's the first year a float goes out is we figure out what we need to fix for the second year for it. And that's definitely what's happened with a couple. At least with Central Michigan, figured out what we got to reinforce.
Cool.
But overall, it went over pretty well. So
good.
And then I went to my family's family dinner and ate way too much, and was a zombie through most of it because I was exhausted. I got 3 hours of sleep and got up at 5 a.m. So yeah, awesome. Yep. How about yourself?
I had COVID. So Thanksgiving was kind of a bust for me this year. We stayed home.
Couldn't smell anything.
Actually I could still smell on Thanksgiving. I didn't lose my wait, no, I take that back. That was the Tuesday before when I lost my smell. So yeah, I couldn't really smell a whole lot. But I mean, I wasn't eating much. Since the beginning of November, when I went to Kalamazoo for the beer spiel and came back till now, I've actually lost 18 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, because not eating, being sick. I had zero appetite for most of the last 2 weeks. It just started coming back about 3 days ago.
That's the thing about being sick, man. I mean, this cold that I've got over the last couple of days, I really hadn't had much to eat. I mean, I've eaten, but I'm not oh, I have to nom. It's just my I better eat something because I know if I don't, I'm gonna I'm gonna pass out.
Oh, and hey, CD, I meant to say hi to you earlier.
Hey, CD.
Thanks for the subscribe again. Appreciate it. But yeah, it's so yeah, I really didn't eat much. I actually did yesterday.
Renee, Mother Goose is not 90 years old. She's 22 years old, 20 years old. She's been refabbed since then. So.
But yesterday I actually did go out and get a lot of the stuff that I love from Thanksgiving, and actually made a little mini Thanksgiving meal for me because Renee actually doesn't like Thanksgiving food all that much. So, because one, there's not a lot for her to eat as a vegetarian. So, it's all sides.
Right.
That
Right.
the turkey doesn't do anything. So I like a turkey breast, and I got stovetop stuffing, and I got some instant mashed potatoes and some gravy to heat up. And
Instant mashed potatoes. What kind of
yes,
Irishman are you?
the lazy ass kind.
Fucking A right.
I still haven't tried your mashed potatoes, so it's
You haven't had my mashed potatoes yet?
no, I've never had your
Right.
mashed potatoes, man.
We will fix that.
But yeah, so I made that last night, so I had like a little mini Thanksgiving meal. But yeah, other than that, it's just been chilling, and trying to get over this damn cough. The cough is the one thing that's still lingering, and I'm just hoping I can get rid of it.
It will too. These coughs always, they'll linger for a while.
It's gotten better. I'm not coughing constantly, but anytime I change positions or like if I'm sitting downstairs watching TV and I get up and I come upstairs to use the bathroom, I just start coughing.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you do, it's a kind of cough that you got to sit down afterwards. Mm-hmm. It's just like knocked you off your feet.
Yep.
Yeah. 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 That's my life every time I get sick. So.
Yep. So
I gotta go to the doctor and get some kind of rescue inhaler or something. Anyway, what are you drinking, dude?
This is actually the first alcohol that I have had in over 2 weeks.
Oh.
Wow. That's how sick I've been. But I am drinking something it's been here for a little while. Pete or Rich brought it over. I don't remember which one. They brought it over during one of our games, I think. And it's by Ernest Brew Works, and it's called Crunchy Hippie. It is a granola brown ale, 6.2% ABV, brewed with oats, wheat, brown sugar, raisins, honey, sunflower/chia/hemp seeds, and cherries. This beer drinks like a liquid granola bar. Crunchy Hippie pairs well with comfort foods like nachos, tater tots, tacos, and mac and cheese. I would not, looking at that ingredients list, I would not put it with any of those other ones. But this is actually brewed in Toledo, Ohio, at Ernest Brew Works.
Toledo, Ohio.
Yep. There's the can. It's not anything crazy. It's just it is a dark brown. A little bit of light goes through it. It's got some aroma. I don't know that my sense of smell's fully back yet. I can get a little bit of the raisin on there. I get I can get a little of the raisin aroma. That's about the strongest thing I'm getting. I'm gonna go ahead and take another sip. I only took one little sip here. So ooh, hey, I never posted these. It's interesting. It's kind of sweet and then bitter at the end. And I'm not sure if that's because my sense of smell and taste is still off a little bit. But the bitter's coming in hard at the end. Could be that it's also a couple of months old at this point, but usually that shouldn't be that big of an issue. So it's got a date on it. It does. When was it? Crunch time. It was bottled or canned in August. It looks like August 24th. So about 3 months old. It's usually not too bad, especially not for a brown. But it's all right. I mean, I'm gonna temper my my rating on this one, just because I don't really know if my taste is off. But I would say. I'd say probably about a 2.75, little above average. It's not bad. It's definitely a brown. It's got a lot of that the malty and caramel flavors, along with like I said, that hit of sweetness right at the beginning. So, but
well,
I mean,
I would definitely give it a little grain of salt kind of situation, because you're your taste buds probably aren't fully back to normal.
Yeah, and that's
I know of my friend Jess, who when she lost her sense of smell, it came back in sections,
mm-hmm.
and like she could taste chocolate, and then she could taste something else, and a couple other things. Speaking of chocolate and chocolate,
Mm-hmm.
and but it took her a while to get all that stuff back, you know. So
Yeah, and actually the nurse practitioner that I saw said that when the smell and taste come back, she said it'll come back a little bit at a time, and what you'll find is where you couldn't taste anything, then you'll start to be able to taste things, and everything will taste horrible, and then it should come back where you can actually taste things and they taste normal again.
okay, you know what I found out? A little weird trivia. The little cartridges that have the games on them for Switches, it's more like a chip, really.
Mm-hmm.
They're flavored. The plastic is flavored, but it's flavored badly.
Oh,
to discourage like kids from putting it in their mouths.
okay.
Who knew, right?
Yeah.
I said no. I said, a buddy of mine goes, do you have a Switch? I go, no. I was like, oh, I was going to advise you to go home and lick one of them. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good.
How about you?
I just needed something. I am not drinking anything tonight, but a couple nights before I got sick, it was actually the night I went to the Hobnobble Gobble, or as my mother called it, the hip nipple.
The hip nipple?
Whatever. She sent me a text. Are you at the hip nobble gibble or whatever? It's the Hobnobble Gobble. And yes, I am. It's actually why I missed our last D&D game, because I was all dudded up in a tux and
at the hip nibble gibble.
At the hip nibble gibble. Great time, by the way. It was a lot of fun. It always is, usually at least mildly entertaining. We had Big Boy of the group Outcast. So Outcast minus Andre 3000. And it was, it's kind of cool, entertaining. I don't know, it's just not my kind of music, really. But the rides were there, and the food was amazing, and they didn't give away as much stuff as they usually do, but still had a nice time. And my buddy David got blotto, got fucked up. I was really mad at myself though too, because I showed up at my friend David and my friend Bridget's house, and we were gonna Uber in with them. And we realized, shit, I forgot the tickets. So I had to go back home. We had to run back home, get the tickets. And then he goes, hey, if you Uber in, blah, blah, blah. And I said, you know what? At this point, I'm just going to drive down, because they have a valet service basically for everything. And it's just like waiting for your car to get back can be, an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Just waiting for your car to be brought back at the end of the night. So usually not quite an hour, but it's, So David and Bridget Ubered in, and they had a lot less, hassle.
Yep.
But anyway, that night I had something from Shorts, and I was like impressed with how good it was. It was the Shorts Brew Mule Beer, and it is essentially their version of the Moscow Mule, and it was excellent.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, me, I'm real picky about beer. I'm not a big beer guy. I have taken to drinking the occasional PBR. Depending on where I'm at, if they're available. And but even that is just kind of like and but this was amazing. It didn't really taste like beer. The ginger was such a strong flavor component that I have to say, I could have drank a bunch of them. They were really good. It was really good. I highly recommend it, guys. Check it out. From Shorts Brew, the Mule Beer. And, it's in a coppery can, and it's great.
Yeah, I will concur with that. I've had that one. I really like it. Doesn't taste like a beer, but yeah, it was pretty good. I was actually pretty impressed with it when I actually had it the one time.
Yeah, it's quite tasty. So check it out. Mule Beer from Shorts Brewery for me, and what was yours again?
Crunchy Hippie from Ernest Brewworks. So
this CD suggests trying White Russian from Left Hand.
Yep.
It's a nitro white stout.
okay, but not any White Russian flavor. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm not crazy about white stouts. They fuck with my head. I've had like the dragon's milk one, and they look like a regular beer. They're the golden color, but they taste like a stout, and
Wild.
it really does mess with my head. I take a sip and I'm like, oh, that's just wrong. It's the same thing with was it Fluffer? I think it is from Kunin, which is a coffee blonde. And it's like you take a sip, it's a blonde beer, you take a sip and it tastes like coffee. And it to me, I'm like, that just doesn't make sense. My brain, it hurts.
Right on. I can get it. So moving on. Hey, did you do any shopping for Black Friday?
Not for Black Friday, but I did wind up doing some shopping on Cyber Monday.
Cyber Monday?
Yep.
Yeah, what'd you get?
I got a wash and cure station for my 3D printing.
What?
A wash and cure station. So, with the resin printing, you have to clean the prints. You have to get all the excess resin off of them. And then you actually have to cure them under UV light to let them solidify, and so that they're not like toxic to your skin.
Mm-hmm.
So you basically what this is it's a station. It's a station that's about the same size as my printer that I can. It's a resealable tub that comes with it. You put isopropyl alcohol in there. It's got a little cage basically that you put your prints in. You submerge it in the isopropyl, and then you set it to do a wash, and it actually has a fan underneath that spins and rotates the liquid all through there and washes the print. And then when you're done, you pull that off, you take it out, you dry it off, you get all your supports and everything off, and then you place it right back in there on a tray that then sets in the middle. And it's got a set of UV lights in the back, including one that flips over the top, so you can get a downward angle on it as well.
Okay.
You put the cover back over it so that you're not getting hit by UV rays, and you set a timer, and it spins the models on a little turntable while curing them under UV light. And you set the timer there and cure it, and boom, it's one station. I don't have to set up multiple areas. I don't have to use the ultrasonic jewelry cleaner anymore and drive my dogs nuts. So I'm really looking forward to it. Should be here late this week, early next week, I think.
Oh, very cool, man. That's awesome. I did fuck all. I think I bought a video game on Steam.
Yes, CD. I got a fig car washer. That's that's pretty much what it is.
Fig car washer, yeah. Maybe a salad spinner would do the same. Maybe. I did like I said, I did fuck all. I was not feeling well on Friday, so I guess I started to not feel well on Friday, and plus I was just wiped. I was wiped out from Thanksgiving, so Friday I just kind of slept, and then Saturday, Sunday, kind of did, chilled out, did the same thing. By Saturday, I definitely was feeling sick, so I didn't do anything. I think I got some game on Steam. It was called Solasta. Yeah, Solasta Crown of the Magister. It's similar to like Baldur's Gate and some of the other, top-down isometric games. But it's gotten really good reviews, and it was half off. So I was like, yeah, $20, absolutely. And I'm going to get to that eventually. And Cyber Monday, I haven't really done much. I just got to get that shopping in eventually, do the holiday stuff. Stella actually said something today about, going through you need to go through Amazon and make a list. And I'm like, just look at my Amazon wish list. She goes, no, I want you to really think about all right,
All right, here's my Amazon wish list.
Really thought about it. So, but that's good.
Just talk about what you want around her, and it'll show up on her Facebook feed, and in the next 10 minutes. So
there you go. Oh, I know. I did leave the house for a little while. on Saturday to get some food and to swing out to the comic shop. So I did go to Small Business Saturday and spent money at the comic book shop. So, because that is one thing I am more than happy to continue to support.
Yeah, I've been in quarantine for 2 weeks now. Well, a week. So,
it's one thing, we were all in quarantine for a while, but it's like we were all in it together.
Mm-hmm.
And even that, you could still leave your house and go to the store, do whatever. When you're in your 10-day COVID quarantine, you're not supposed to leave.
Nope.
At all.
And
shit delivered, man.
Yep. And I actually did that. I'm like, I want something. I want Chinese food. So I actually did order DoorDash for some Chinese food one day last week. And I was happy. Oh, of course, I still couldn't taste everything. So it was still kind of bland, but.
Have you tried like any of the ordering your groceries and stuff for those like Meyer and Kroger and shit like that?
No, I haven't.
Services.
My sister-in-law has done the Kroger Click It or whatever. And she loves it.
My housemate John does it sometimes. Like the other day, he texts me, "Hey, are you going to be home?" Because I think it was Sunday. He goes, "Are you going to be home? I'm going to have some groceries delivered." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to be home. Don't worry about it. Go ahead, do it." So he's like, "Okay, cool." And I mean, he ordered some dog food. He ordered a 12-pack of LaCroix, a Coke, and a couple other small things. And I'm like, I mean, you could have just gone to the store for this shit, but. I mean, the convenience factor. And from what I understand, they're saying it's actually not that much more expensive. Like when you order like Uber Eats or whatever, a lot of times, man, all the extra fees that they tack on.
Oh, dude.
I'm like, Grubhub and Uber Eats. It's like
DoorDash is the same way. Yeah.
It's like a third more food, or a third more of.
Well, they upcharge the food. Then they add like a $4 service fee on top of it, and then there's like a $4 delivery fee.
Right, exactly. So you're, and now if you're ordering for like 10 people or 5 people even, it's not too bad. But if you're ordering for yourself or maybe just 2 people, it's like, I'm like, fuck it, I'll go and pick it up myself.
Dude, I know people that do that for they'll DoorDash Taco Bell all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they end up paying almost double what they would have paid if they just gone to get it. And I'm just,
but they're lazy.
I get the convenience, but man, sometimes when you're like that when you get that price and it's $15 for two tacos and a burrito, I'm like, fuck that noise, man. Not Taco Bell. So
but also
anyway, but from what I hear, the charge for the surcharge or whatever and the delivery charge for the groceries, for if you get a bunch of groceries, it's much more reasonable for what you're paying, So.
Well, and my buddy does a lot of Sam's Club shopping, and he said now you can basically skip the line at Sam's. If you've got the app on your phone, you can actually basically go through the store and scan everything on the app and pay for it on the app, and then you just show them the receipt on the way out.
Wow. That's fucking cool. So wait, basically you walk around, you put shit in your cart,
you
scan it, as it goes, and then you just pay through the app. You don't even need.
You just pay through the app and you walk up and go, here's everything, and they go through it just like they go through the receipt.
Wow! Don't even need a fucking like checker anymore if people keep doing that.
Yep.
Or cashier. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's cool for Sam's Club. Got to cut out those employees.
They'll find other jobs for them to do.
So,
yeah. Anyway, moving on. First of all, we should probably address hearts and minds, thoughts and prayers, hearts and minds, whatever. Go out to the people suffering in Oakland County today.
Yeah, right here locally.
Yeah, locally there was a big there was a school shooting
Yep.
15-year-old walked in and gunned down 6 people.
Is that what it was? I didn't hear who it was.
Yeah, it's a 15-year-old kid. Apparently shot. I think he killed 3 people, wounded another 3.
Wounded 6.
Teacher. Wounded 6.
Yep, killed 3, wounded 6 is what I saw.
I actually have a friend who was from Ren Fair she used to be a cop. She used to be one of the police officers that used to work at Ren Fair a lot. Oakland County Sheriff's, and she was apparently she's retired from being a police officer, and she's been working at that high school. And so she was there when it happened. And I don't know exactly what she's doing, whether she's doing like security or whatever, but she posted something to the effect of "worst day of my life, but I'm okay." And so thanks, but anyways, our hearts go out to and thoughts go out to the people suffering in Oakland County because of this situation.
And I heard that they've got the guy in custody. So your head looked like it was going to explode there. But yeah, so I always hate the whole thoughts and prayers thing because, I mean, really, what good does that do except that, I feel for him. There's not much I can do for him, unfortunately. It really sucks. Yeah, CD, 3 dead, 6 injured, one of which was a teacher. The rest were all students. So that to me is the real tragedy, is that it's kids that were the ones that were the main victims in this.
Yeah, and the fact that ultimately that the kid that did this too has ruined his life and ruined countless other lives around him or her. I think him or her. It could have been a girl, but I think it was a boy. I think they keep referring it at least to it as to the person as him. And this person, obviously, the greatest cry for help ever. I mean.
Yeah,
you have to feel some sympathy for a child that chooses to do this, that takes it upon them. So that something so awful was going on in their life that they decided to walk into school and just gun people down.
Yep.
Yeah. And pretty awful. So I mean, he should be punished, of course, but he also hopefully he'll get the help he needs. And
yeah. But yeah, his life's pretty much over.
Oh yeah, kind of, maybe not quite to the same extent, but similar to Kyle Rittenhouse, man.
Well, Kyle Rittenhouse needs his life to be over.
Yeah, I mean,
he got off.
He got off. Well, I mean, from not to get too serious on the show tonight, from what I looked at some of the case stuff, and what they charged him with was bullshit. They shouldn't have charged. He was found not guilty of the things they charged him with, and they should have charged him with something with different charges, and then that he would have been actually guilty of. And I think they were just I think maybe, I don't know, maybe the prosecution was trying a different tactic or whatever, but I don't know, that kid, that's another kid though. I mean, like I was arguing or discussing it really with some more conservative friends of mine online, and they were very kind of supportive of him and, gun nuts and whatnot. I'm like, listen, this kid killed 2 people. Whether he was trying to defend himself or not, he shouldn't have been there. At the very least, a 17-year-old child should not have been in that situation with
crossing state lines with a high-powered rifle.
Exactly. Thank you, CD. He got off by law, but he's still guilty of going there and being an ass provoking. Exactly.
Worst mom of the year.
Oh man,
she drove him.
Parents, in all honesty, the parents should also be brought up in charges as well, because they facilitated the situation. So, but I also feel sorry for the kid to some extent, because his life is also over. I mean, he's a
right-wing hero.
Yeah, oh sure, but like a normal life for him is over. He's not going to be able to be. He'll never be able to be the cop or firefighter that he wanted to be. That he was in like ROTC or kid cop, whatever club it was. Like he really wanted to be serve the public, and now he is not, and never will. And I mean, even just going to college is being difficult for him. Apparently, since he's been taking online courses at ASU, when some of the student body found out about it, there's a movement to have him removed from the student body because they just were like, we don't want him associated with our college at all. I mean, I guess he's had stated that he wants to go to that college, you know, and not just take online courses. And a lot of those people are like, nope, forget it. I mean, and the guy was, if the guy was found not guilty by a jury of his peers, then he was found not guilty. And unfortunately, that's not going to be the way it works. I mean, he's going to be suffering for this mistake for a very, very
well, see, I figure he's going to run for office at some point and get elected in some right-wing area.
I would not
due to gerrymandering.
Yeah, he'll get elected to sheriff or something of some small town, you know? And then he'll get to be the cop that he wants to be. But anyways, we
should move on. Yeah,
this shit is too serious.
Get a job at Fox News.
Holy shit. All right, so real quick,
he'd be the new Tucker Carlson.
Oh, Madon, don't even joke. Couple of quick hits here. CD Projekt Red announced a major update and new DLC expansion for Cyberpunk 2077. We're getting that coming up in the new year, pretty much in the first quarter coming up. My guess is they're teasing it now. I guess we're going to see it in January, February. Now they're talking because it does say in the first quarter. Should launch within the first 3 months of the fiscal year of 22. They're saying a major update, which will feature the 1.5 update, I believe is what they're saying, and it will feature a actual upgrade to the next generation systems. So we will actually see the PS5 version and the Xbox X, Series X, whatever it's called, that version. It will also be attached, or right on its heels will be the first or not just update, but the first expansion, DLC expansion. Hopefully it's going to be substantial, because if you have played CD Projekt Red's Cyberpunk 2077, it is a huge amount of space. There's so much area in that game that they could do so much stuff with it. Hopefully it will be a fairly extensive update, and I will be digging that back out and playing it again. In fact, it has. They also lowered the price for it over on Steam and on. I think they dropped it down for one day. They dropped it down to like $10 in some places to download it digitally. I know it was at half price over the weekend. So at $29.99, and due to the improvements that have been made to the game over the last 11 months, it is now getting a very positive reviews. Apparently, for the most part, it got a big influx of new gamers playing the game, and it is getting now has a mostly positive review statement or category on Steam. So that's pretty fucking cool. So look for an update to Cyberpunk 2077 coming real soon. Also, for those of you guys who haven't tried it yet, I did download and upgrade my Skyrim to the anniversary edition. I've been playing that a bit over the last week to 2 weeks, about a week now. And actually, no. Well, it happened. I updated it on like right before Thanksgiving, and I hadn't been able to touch it for a few days. But I've been playing it for maybe, I don't know, half a week, and it has been pretty cool.
The name is Dutch, is our latest follower.
Oh, we have a new follower?
Yeah.
Hey, cool. Oh,
welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard, Dutch. Hopefully you are listening right now. And if you can't, chime in on the chat and give us a holler, say hi. Anyway, Skyrim, the new anniversary edition, I've been touching on some of the new stuff that's been added in. Pretty cool stuff. Loving it so far. It's been nice to actually play the game again. I haven't played it in quite a while. And the graphic update to the PS5 is gorgeous. I wouldn't say it's incredibly like substantial. I mean, it was already a beautiful game. It just kind of made it more beautiful. But it's really, really great. So I did see an article today right here on Games Radar. Seriously slick Skyrim speedrunner finishes the game in a scarcely believable 72 minutes. Basically, the guy finished the main storyline, the main quest, in 72 minutes. Now, me personally, as somebody who has played the game and played through the game many times, well, about 3-4 times, I don't understand how he did it, how he could get powerful enough in less than an hour and a half to beat the final game boss. But hey, if he did it, that's pretty amazing, you know.
TD said cheating.
Well, apparently, yeah, I would say that's the case too. But apparently, the guy did it without any mods, and it was the vanilla game, and no mods and no tricks. And he actually said he could have he missed 30 seconds because of one fuck up, and then he accidentally doxed himself in a video, so he also had some slight video delay. But overall, guys, if you're not playing Skyrim, if you haven't played Skyrim before, now is the time to do it. It is the 10-year anniversary. It's looking fantastic, and hopefully it'll keep you warm for when Starfield comes out in less than a year, and then hopefully we'll see Elder Scrolls 6 soon after it. But I don't know. I'm not holding my breath, unfortunately.
Speaking of 10 years, the 10-year Star Wars: The Old Republic expansion, Legacy of the Sith, comes out December 14th.
Oh, cool.
I'm actually playing through the last expansion right now with one of my Alliance character. Well, not Alliance, because that's what it is, but the Republic characters. Because I hadn't actually played through it with them yet. I played it through with Imperials, but not with the Republic. So getting ready for that to come out in a couple of weeks.
Alrighty then. Oh, here, let's see. Live at let's see, live and in person. I do not have SARS-CoV. My test.
So you came back negative?
Yep.
Excellent.
I just have.
And that was the PCR test?
It was the PCR RT-PCR test. So
cool. Because the nurse practitioner that I saw said that the rapid tests, if they come back positive, you're positive. If they come back negative, it means inconclusive.
Oh.
She said that they have so many false negatives with that it's crazy. She said she's glad that the urgent care that I went to for my PCR and saw her, she said that she's really glad that they stopped doing the rapid tests because they were so inaccurate.
Well, yep, negative. So I just have a shitty cold.
Cool. Well, that's good though.
It is. And just kind of keep on treating it. Anyway, a couple of little other small things here I wanted to get to before we get into some of the other stuff. For those of you guys who have not seen the trailer for Dwayne Johnson's animated opus about Superman's dog, the DC League of Super Pets, holy shit, looks hilarious. It looks super cute. It's got a good, pretty good cast. John Krasinski is in it. Kevin Hart is also in it. It's a bunch of Mark Maron plays Lex Luthor. That's funny. Natasha Lyonne is in it. Vanessa Bayer. I mean, it looks. Oh, John Krasinski was Superman. That's funny. Keanu Reeves, Kate McKinnon, Ben Schwartz, Jamila Jamil, Thomas Middleditch, all have been cast in undisclosed roles. So it's pretty star-studded, actually. Yeah, the trailer looks super cute, and you should check it out. And the League of Super Pets. It's due on the big screen May 20th, 2022.
You know, you mentioned Dwayne Johnson and The Rock, and one of the things that, because of being sick, I just watched a ton of TV. Renee and I just sat around and watched. We're caught up on all the new shows, which we're going to get to in just a few minutes.
Did you watch?
We watched Red Notice though.
Oh, okay. I was gonna like Jungle Cruise maybe.
No, we haven't
I was
watched Jungle Cruise yet, but we watched Red Notice, and it was really because I hadn't heard of this, but I saw the cast, and it's Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot.
yeah.
And Renee and I were like, okay, we have to watch this. We actually stopped watching what we were going to watch and actually wound up watching that instead. Because I think we were going to watch some Cowboy Bebop, and we wound up watching that instead. And honestly, it's a fun movie.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
Don't expect a lot.
I know.
It's just a vehicle for the three of them to be in a movie together.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. I love all three of those people. It's all good.
But yeah, it was an entertaining movie, and Ryan Reynolds is just playing himself.
Oh, of course.
Like always.
That's what he's been doing lately. I mean, we haven't seen him stretch as an actor in quite a while, so but that's all right. I don't mind. I did see a video he posted at TikTok. Apparently, the Canadian government like honored him or something, gave him a medal, and he's sitting there with the medal, and they had the guy, it looks like, I think it was the lead singer of the Bare Naked Ladies, made a song for him about how Canada loves you. Canada loves you back. It's like he talks about, like, you always talk about how much you love Canada, and it's just the whole song is about Canada loves you back. Canada loves you back. And it's a reaction video because he's sitting there and he's just smiling and just smiling, and it's like he's obviously very touched. And it's all this footage of that they made. It's actually a pretty cool video.
I actually saw something about that on YouTube, and I haven't watched it. One of the things I will say that watching Red Notice, and you see at one point Ryan Reynolds goes into like his little house, apartment, whatever, and he grabs a bottle, and it is obviously an aviation gin bottle, and he pours a glass and starts drinking it.
That's funny.
But you don't actually see the label, but you can see the bottle, and it's a unique bottle. So
yeah, yeah, for sure. That's funny. Also, in movie news today or yesterday, I think it was, a bunch of news broke about how Marvel and Sony are teaming up for another 3 movies with Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Now, I'm thrilled to hear that news, but then Sony bounced back saying that there is no official plans yet, that they have not made anything official. They haven't written, there's nothing, no contracts have been signed, nothing is. But apparently, the producer, Amy Pascal, in a interview with Fandango published yesterday, she had said, we are getting ready to make the next Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland and Marvel. It just isn't part of ... We're thinking of this as 3 films, and now we're going to go into the next 3, Pascal said in an interview with Fandango. This is not the last of our MCU movies. So that's what the producer was saying. But then Sony came back and said, hey, wait a minute. You jumped the gun here, Pascal, and basically was just saying, just slow down. But that's good news. I mean, honestly, if they are still talking and they are still planning on using Tom Holland, who actually, and in my opinion, has been the best Spider-Man so far, that's good. And as long as the relationship remains good between Marvel and Sony, I'm down, man.
Which seeing the previews for No Way Home now, the latest trailers. Holy shit.
Just they've been giving us more and more teases here and there, and we still haven't seen the other 2 Spider-Men that are.
You see them in the latest one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You actually see all 3 Spider-Men at once, and they all leap out. I just watched it tonight.
Really?
All right. But now we're also seeing Green Goblin now. We're seeing Sandman. Obviously, the only villain that they're not really looking at bringing back from any of them is Venom, but that's because he's got his own franchise now,
right?
With Sony.
Yeah.
But yeah, you actually see Scorpion, and which I'm really glad that they're bringing him in, since they teased him in the post-credit scene from the first one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This looks awesome. I can't wait. And they're doing more now with Doc Ock catching him and going, You're not Peter Parker.
You're not Peter Parker. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's awesome, man. I'm so fucking glad, dude.
Yes, we're just over 3 weeks away from that, 3.5 weeks.
Yes, that is right around the corner. We're looking at December, I think like 17th or something like that.
I thought it was actually on Christmas. It was going to be a Christmas movie, or just before, like the
It's right
22nd. It might be 22nd, the Wednesday before
right.
Wednesday before Christmas. Also in movie news, this is something that came up in the last couple of weeks. About 2 weeks ago, actually. That's something that really kind of hit me and made me sad. Is that Kathleen Kennedy's contract got extended
Oh,
for 3 more years through 2024.
well,
So she is still going to be in charge of Lucasfilm for another 3 years.
well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, brother. I mean, some people feel like she's doing all right. Some people don't. I mean, I think she's made some mistakes for sure, but I think hopefully she's got some other people that are helping, like gonna rein her in a little bit, So we'll see.
Filoni and Favreau, I think, are the future of that franchise if they want it to keep going.
I agree. Filoni and Favreau, man, those are the two that I mean, they really, particularly Filoni. I mean, Favreau's got other irons in the fire as well, and but excuse me.
But yeah, Favreau's got other things going on, but Filoni's focus has really been Star Wars for so long.
I think Filoni is kind of like the Kevin Feige of Star Wars. Kevin Feige is the guy that has been shepherding the MCU since
the visionary.
I think that's what we've got. That's what Dave Filoni is.
But they need to give him that position then.
I agree. Make him the Star Wars guru or the, whatever.
Oh, too bad, Kathleen. Out.
What's that?
I said, too bad, Kathleen. Out. Here you go, Dave. Here's your seat.
Yeah. We'll see. Was that a dinosaur?
Yeah.
I'm kind of like glancing at it here. I think this new Spider-Man, I mean, I gotta say, I just have loved all of the Spider-Man movies so far, and I think this new one is really going to kick the shit out of it. I mean, we're seeing there's so much speculation on all of this stuff, and like seeing Jamie Foxx as Electro, and I've always loved Doc Ock. I always loved that version of Doc Ock.
Yep.
I thought, yep, there's all 3 Spider-Men. You are correct. Seeing MJ fall, and I can't wait. I cannot fucking wait. I have not seen the new Venom film yet. I'm probably gonna wait till Blu-ray on that one.
Yeah,
if that's what I did the first time, because Venom.
I watched it on a plane.
Right. I mean, I saw it and I enjoyed it, but I was glad that I didn't go to the movies for it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to. I did not have high hopes for that one when I went in to watch it. That's why I'm like, oh, you know what? I can watch it on the plane over to Ireland. Okay, I'll give it a shot. And I'm like, that was actually better than I expected.
I agree. It was a lot better than I expected it to be. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, I'm just glad that, but I did add it to my collection, and I will be adding the new one too. I'm actually, gotta admit, I'm excited about Morbius. I really want to see Morbius. I think, I'm
looking forward to that one.
I think that one's going to be a surprise too, a lot similar to how Blade was a big surprise.
Yeah, I still haven't watched New Mutants yet.
Yeah, me neither. I've been meaning to. I keep seeing it. I keep looking at it, seeing it on my shelf, and I'm like, God, I gotta get over.
I keep seeing it. I keep seeing it in my list for HBO, and I'm like, I need to watch it.
Yeah, that too. I keep seeing it on my. It comes up on my HBO Max list, and I'm like, man, I gotta watch this. I will. I fucking will. I'll get there. Because I heard. I mean, I heard that it was decent. I heard it was like, it was a whole different kind of take, and it just was a good movie that with a good superhero movie, but with a much different kind of flavor. They flavored it with the superhero movie that was flavored with horror instead of like action and adventure. And I think so. I really got to see it. I just sit and watch that. Speaking of movies in the theater right now, Ghostbusters.
Yeah, which
Afterlife.
I really want to go see that. And
me too. I was going to go and see it, but then over the weekend, like I said, I got sick, and I'm like, I'm not sitting in a movie theater.
And that's the thing. I've been sick, so and with this cough, I don't want to go to the theater and be coughing through a movie with other people there.
Exactly. Oh, I think my headache is finally starting to pass. I think my blood pressure was elevated at the fucking doctor, and they were like, "Do you have a headache?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's splitting actually." Like, "Yeah, because your blood pressure is definitely elevated." And I was like, but now it's finally starting to kind of pass. Yeah. So Ghostbusters Afterlife. Apparently, the constant positive reviews. Every person I know that's seen it has loved it. Even some of the more, critical and or jaded people that I know in my life that have seen it, they're like, "Oh, it's fucking wonderful. It's got this great family kind of flavor to it, and it's just just a wonderful film. Like, you bring you to tears, you'll walk out of there happy and making positive thing." Apparently all the 3 of the 4 surviving Ghostbusters also loved it and feel like it is an excellent sequel that Reitman Jason Reitman really took the ball and ran with it, and just really fantastic. So I'm going to go and see it. We'll have to do a review when we can.
Yep.
And after we've seen it, because I've always been a huge fan of the Ghostbusters. I loved the movies, loved the cartoon, the video game. I even liked the Ghostbusters.
I actually
movie.
never played the video game.
The video game was good, man. It was fun.
I heard it was a good sequel.
It was a proper sequel to Ghostbusters 2. And it featured all the actors. It was, I think they made it before Egon died.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's in it as well. And I mean, it was really quite solid.
I liked Ghostbusters 2 right up until the Statue of Liberty thing. That just...
Yeah, a lot of people feel that movie fell short. But it was still fun. It was still...
For the most part, it was, yes.
Yeah.
So CD said he heard that the new one's pretty much a rehash of the original, but he's still down with some nostalgia. And Renee said she's heard that it kicks you in the feels.
I've heard that it does kick you in the feels. I'm all right with that. Kick me in the feels in the right way. Just don't kick me in the nuts. Kick me in the feels. So Ghostbusters, definitely gonna check that out soon. Also, for those of you guys who have not seen Eternals yet, if you didn't get a chance to see it in the theaters, it will be on Disney Plus January 12th.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
So, I liked it. It was solid. I'd say it's not one of the best, but of the Marvel movies, but I think it was a good, solid, kind of making building blocks for the next couple movies and stuff. So, and created a couple new characters that we're going to be able to see. I liked it. And
I like that they're introducing
overall,
the Black Knight, and I'm hoping that he actually comes in later.
Absolutely. So. Loved that. I've always liked Dane Whitman. I've always felt like I feel particularly lately, he's been an underused character. So I really enjoyed seeing him. He was just, he's basically just, he's in it in like 3 scenes. He's in a post-credit scene. He's in like maybe 2 or 3 other scenes in the movie. He's Cersei's boyfriend. There's not much to it, but they do tease some stuff, and like I said, he's in the post-credit scene with the ebony blade, so pretty fucking badass. So,
spoiler!
It's the Black Knight. What do you come on?
Well, but you didn't. But there was no say whether or not he was actually going to have the ebony blade at all in the movie. So,
come on. What else? That's about all I think I was going to talk about. Last thing for me. I did watch the second half of the first season of Master of the Universe. Brilliant.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. That's actually on my list.
For all the people that were complaining about the first 5 episodes, I'd say the second 5 episodes really kind of redeem it. I mean, I thought it was great, but there were a lot of people that were like, no He-Man. It's all about T-Lot. Fuck all y'all. It was really great. And Kevin Smith is one of the best examples of what I could say of a show that matured. Where they took a show that was originally made for 8 to 12-year-olds, or
to sell toys.
6 to 12-year-olds, right? To sell toys, and they matured it to a show with like excellent storytelling, excellent character development. Skeletor got Skeliswall. Son of a bitch. That was good. It worked. It was great. It was great. I mean, I was like, there's a couple episodes that get you also kick you in the feels, and a couple moments in the show, and I'm just like, oh my God, I mean, it kept the same spirit, it kept the same energy. It just matured it to a point where now at 47, I can enjoy the show in the same way I did when I was a kid, but I can appreciate it like this, I mean, it was just so fucking good. So guys, highly recommend Masters of the Universe, Revelations. Kevin Smith did a great job. They set it up for another season. I'm really hoping that it goes through. I'm sure it probably will. I think Netflix are going to make a fucking ton of money on it. So they're already got action figures, and then there's a like they did for the first time, there's a wrap-up show where they interview people and stuff. And Mark Hamill killed it as Skeletor. And I love too, like they continue with the nods to the previous show. Like one of the most funniest lines that Skeletor ever did was, "Skeletor to King Randor. Skeletor to King Randor. Come in, you royal boob." He does it again in this show. I mean, he says, "Are you gonna invite me in, you royal boob?" And it's just like, oh my God, it was perfect. And there's a great Alicia Silverstone does the voice of Queen Marlena, and there's a great little nod to one of her first roles that was really funny, that if you didn't see Clueless, you might not.
I was gonna say Clueless, huh? I'm gonna guess is the
It's funny, dude. I heard her say it. I'm like, oh my God, it was genius. So
what's funny is, looking back at that movie, I forget that was an early Paul Rudd movie.
Yeah, it was. Early Paul Rudd. He was. I mean, he was very young. And the funny thing is he looks the same.
Oh yeah.
More or less. The dude has not aged in 30 years. So, anyway.
Did you see that he took his kid out for Halloween and his daughter dressed as Wasp, and he dressed as Captain America?
That's funny. That's funny. So Hawkeye.
Well, wait. Let's not get into that yet, because Hawkeye's going to be the last one I want to talk about, because that's the one with both of us have caught up on. But first, one of the things I wanted to bring up real quick, I found this on Nerdist.com earlier. There are 2 new board games coming out, or that are now out, and they're available now. You can actually order them. That I think are kind of cool, and I just wanted to let people know about them if you want to go looking for them. One is it's from the Ops. I guess this is the 3rd installment in their at-home escape room Coded Chronicles series. It's called The Goonies: Escape with One-Eyed Willie's Rich Stuff. And its players are guided to unlock clues and solve puzzles by a unique code-revealing mechanic. It pays tribute to Richard Donner's beloved film. It also puts you in direct conflict with the Fratellis. Nice. The official synopsis is: The Goonies Escape with One-Eyed Willie's Rich Stuff takes place on an epic adventure through the trap-filled caverns of Astoria, Oregon. Using the treasure hunting skills of Mikey, Brand, Mouth, Data, Andy, Steph, Chunk, and Sloth, players will navigate their way to finding One-Eyed Willie's rich stuff. Can you and the gang Can you get the gang to the Inferno, nab the treasure, and get to freedom, all while staying one step ahead of the nefarious Fratelli family? It's designed to be replayable. There's 8 narrative journals, 8 secret envelopes, 43 clue cards, 7 map tiles, a doubloon, a dry erase map, a dry erase pen, intermission envelope, and an adventure guide. You can play solo or with friends. It has a playtime of 2+ hours per game. And then, of course, they suggest putting the movie out in the background as well while you're.
Of course.
But then the other game that's also coming out. This one's. This is also by the Ops. It's the Disney Kingdom Hearts Perilous Pursuit. It is a co-op board game that lets you team up with some other memorable characters as you take on the role of Sora, Goofy, Donald, and Kairi and Riku on a journey through the memorable worlds of Kingdom Hearts and rid them of Heartless. Players will collect sets of dice as you work together, protect each other, attack Heartless, collect potions, and seal the door to save 6 worlds without letting the darkness take over.
Okay.
Both the games are $29.99, and you can find them, I believe, online. But yeah, I've never actually played the Kingdom Hearts games. They're on my list of games to play. That I actually own them on the PlayStation. They are downloaded. They are sitting there waiting for me to play them. But it's one of those things where I just don't have enough time to play all my games, so I haven't gotten to them yet. But I know people that absolutely love those games, and it's basically Disney meets Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I've played the Kingdom Hearts games. Kingdom Hearts, I never played 2, but I never played 1, but I played 2, and 2 was a blast. 2 was fantastic. 10 years later, they finally put out Kingdom Hearts 3. I'll say it was entertaining, but there were a few parts that I was like, man, it's a bit tedious, and I don't know. There's just it wasn't as good as I was expecting, but they're still entertaining. They're still fun and they're challenging. So I do recommend giving them a shot. So do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll check them out at some point.
If anything though, I'd tell you, play Skyrim first.
That's sitting right here on my computer. I can see the icon right there.
Play Skyrim. Play Skyrim first.
I got so many other things to play. I'm still playing. I got to get back to Far Cry 6.
I got to get back to Far Cry 5. I want to finish that. I feel a little guilty playing Skyrim again when I've got like at least 10 games, if not more, sitting on my shelf for my PS4 and 5 that I still haven't beat, or haven't even started, and I've got a screaming crap ton of games that on my computer that I haven't purchased yet, finished yet. So
on to all the TV shows that come out in the last 2 weeks.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
So we had Masters of the Universe, which you've already talked about. Discovery, season 4.
Okay, so with Masters of the Universe, we'll do a full review of it once you've watched this second half. I haven't gotten into Discovery season 4 yet. So
it's good.
Yeah, so I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm hearing really good things.
Wheel of Time, the first 3 episodes of that are out.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm caught up on that. That is, I think, fantastic so far. They've changed some things. They've kind of sped some things up.
You've read the books then.
Yeah, I have read the books. But I will say this, if nothing else, when the Trollocs show up for the first time, I was just like, okay, I'm in. I'm all in. The Trollocs were absolutely the way I pictured them. They're like the evil, like, orc type creatures.
Okay.
But they kind of sped it up a little, and the visuals though are almost dead on as far as the way that I've pictured the world from reading the books. I haven't read all the books. I read up to number 9 or 10, somewhere in there. I haven't read any of the Sanderson books yet. The ones that were after Robert Jordan passed away and Sanderson took over. But I started getting back into them, but they're all so huge. I mean, each of the books is like 8 800 to 1,000 pages.
Hmm.
But overall, I'm enjoying that show. Can't wait for the next one to come out. They put out the first, actually, I think the first 4 episodes are out. They put out the first 3 the first week, and then they put out one more last week, and then a new one comes out Friday. So looking forward to that. The live action Cowboy Bebop, which
Yes, I haven't gotten into that yet, but everybody I know that's watched it has been like, "Oh my god, it's so good."
it is fantastic. I'm finished with it. They actually left it open for a second season.
Okay.
Which, considering there wasn't a second season in the cartoon.
Now, did you watch? Were you a fan of the cartoon? Did you watch?
I actually have not watched much of the cartoon. I watched like the first. I've watched like the first 4 or 5 episodes, and I want to get back into it now. I was trying to watch it beforehand, and I really was having a hard time getting into it. But the live action show, I loved.
Okay.
The way that they shot it too is so anime like, and Renee, who's a big fan of the actual show, said that John Cho's mannerisms as Spike and everything, she's like, he is the anime. I mean, he has his movements down, everything.
Very cool.
I enjoyed the show though. I thought it was really good. It's tough for me to just binge a show, and that was one that within a week I had binged all 10 episodes.
Okay.
So that one I definitely would say thumbs up to. But then Hawkeye is the other one, which we've had the first 2 episodes, and I watched them the day they came out.
Real quick, before you get to that, also on Netflix, the League of Legends show,
Arcane.
Arcane?
Yes.
I keep hearing wonderful things about that.
I've watched the first 2 episodes of that. I watched the first episode and told Renee that she should probably watch it with me. Yeah. So we went back and watched the first episode and then watched the second episode. That is also so far just fantastic. The artwork in it, the animation is just, I'm in love with the setting. It's very steampunk. I've heard that the game is one of the most toxic games that you can play on the planet.
Yeah, because you got to be careful if you download League of Legends. It downloads a virus to your computer called League of Legends. It's just it's apparently one of the more addictive games and that there is out there and stuff. So I have not played it, but from what I understand, you don't need to know anything about the game and the setting to enjoy the show. It's and yeah, I've got a couple of my friends from work, my friend David and my friend Nick. They both were like, and David's very negative about a lot of shit. He's, I was like, when he started going on and on about how wonderful it was, I went, damn, I really got to watch this thing, because he's just like, everything sucks. And but it was he just went on and on about the art direction and just how beautiful it looks. And then
it's very steampunk.
Right. Nick was also talking about just how great the animation style is. She said it reminded her a lot of the animation style from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So I'm like, all right. I
don't get that for the Into the Spider-Verse. That was seemed much more computer.
Yeah.
And this is more of like a painting style. It's definitely got that crispness of computer animation, but it's also got that the way that a lot of the scenes are done. It has much more of an artistic flair of like an actual like painting type.
Well, I think that's what it was. I think she was more like referring to the chances they took on it and the experimental kind of situation. But
honestly, the art is one of the things that's got me hooked the most on it. I love the artwork.
Yeah, so definitely gonna that one's moving up my queue there. So
yeah,
looking forward to it. So Hawkeye, though.
Yes, Hawkeye. First 2 episodes released on Thanksgiving Day.
Yes.
Yeah, Renee said it's gorgeous. But yes, I was highly impressed with the show.
Me too.
I watched both episodes and was like, wow, I can't believe that was an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like it. It went by so quick.
Yeah.
I think that the show itself it's well paced.
Yep.
It's well acted. It's well written. I'm really enjoying it. I think
Yeah.
I want to see where it goes.
Stella and I both were like, oh wait, that's it? You know, because we watched both episodes. We're like, oh man, we gotta wait another week. Shit, you know. I mean, yeah, really good.
Now, when is that coming out? Is it coming out on Wednesdays or Thursdays?
Wednesday, or well, I think it's Wednesdays.
Okay, because I haven't been able to find that yet because it didn't actually say on Disney Plus when the next episode was coming out. I was going to guess Wednesdays because that's when Loki was out.
Mm-hmm. I believe that is correct. I gotta say, I feel the same way. I mean, it was just a fantastic show. It was. I couldn't get over just how well they were developing, like the, just like Clint and how he's dealing with his level of PTSD from everything that he dealt with. Apparently, it takes place in 2024, so it's only about a year after the Endgame. So he's still kind of dealing with it. I love the fact that they integrated his hearing aid.
Yes.
And because in the comics, Clint is
it's gonna be Wednesdays.
Yeah, okay. In the comics, Hawkeye has hearing loss, and he suffered it in the comic books and had to wear a hearing aid even in the comics and stuff. And so
because he's a normal human and shit blows up around him.
Right, exactly. I thought that was really fucking cool, actually. Showing like just all the various things that he's gone through, you know. I was like, wow, all right, right on. I like the integration of the new character, Bishop, right?
Yeah, Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop. I think she's going to be a great new addition to the franchise. I think she's going to be, because Renner jokes about him being the grandpa of the group, because he is actually one of the oldest cast members. Next to, I think he was just under Robert Downey Jr. And even though Jeremy Renner looks on the younger side, he's actually like 52. So 52, 53, somewhere in there. Followed closely by Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd is up there as well. But
Jeremy Renner will be 50. He'll be 51 in January. 51.
Okay.
He's 50 right now.
So yeah. So he's getting up there and a little bit. And even though some of these actors, they still look.
Paul Rudd's 52. Younger. Paul Rudd's actually older.
Okay. Yeah, he's probably older. My mistake. But the fact that these actors, yes, they can still play a lot younger. There's only so long they're going to be able to, believably play some of these roles. So,
Robert Downey Jr. is 56.
Yeah. They were definitely getting up there. I think Robert Downey Jr., one of the reasons why it was just, he's like, I'm getting too old. Excuse me.
Oh, Chris Evans is 40.
Yeah. I'm getting up there, man.
Okay. Renee said she's looking forward to Kate Bishop and Natasha's sister being in the same scene together.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I don't care how well trained Kate Bishop is. She's not going to be more well trained than the White Widow. I mean, there's just no fucking way. I liked the integration of the Jacques Duquesne. That was an interesting kind of take. Jacques Duquesne in the comics, for those of you guys who don't know, Jacques Duquesne in the comics, according to Hawkeye, his mentor was Jacques Duquesne, the swordsman, and they worked together in the circus. And he did tricks with swords, like hitting targets with swords and different things like that, doing different sword tricks. And he taught Clint archery because apparently it sold better to the rubes, is what he said. But a lot of people thought that was kind of weird. Why would a guy that specializes in swords, teach a his mentor, teaches his not his mentor,
his protege,
his protege archery instead. Well, later on, you find out that Jacques Duquesne actually passed off. They did know each other when he was a kid, when Clint was a kid, but he passed off the training of Clint to an archer named Trickshot. And it turns out that both Trickshot and Jacques Duquesne were also assassins. They were basically high-paid hitmen that used their very specific weapon types to be to perform hits. And excuse me. So, but later on in the comics, Jacques Duquesne ended up becoming a member of the Avengers, and kind of, from what I understand, kind of like conned his way onto the team. He was a real, kind of a scumbag, and but kind of like I said, conned his way onto a position onto the team. Later on, there's some story elements happened and some other things happened and whatnot, but where he kind of redeemed himself. But the swordsman was always kind of an SOB, and integrating him into the show in this fashion, I thought it was brilliant the way they did it. Making him part of Kate Bishop's origin instead of Clint Barton's origin. I think that's really, really fucking smart. So very cool stuff. Yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes.
Yeah.
I like what's her name?
Haley Steinfeld.
As I like her as Kate Bishop.
Yeah.
I think she's been really fantastic. I still love Renner as Hawkeye, and the whole thing with the ninja suit and him going to the park and getting into the LARP.
The LARP. Oh my God, I lost it. I lost it. It was so goddamn funny.
And all that just to get the Ronin suit back.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, I want the suit. You can kill me. Just give me the suit. It's like, no, man, I gotta make. It's gotta be a big deal.
We gotta make it look good. It's just so funny, him wandering through the combat, and he's just batting things away, and he's just like, because that's the thing. A lot of people don't realize. I mean, Renner's character of Hawkeye, of Clint Barton, he's a marksman first.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he chooses to use a bow and arrow for, as Hawkeye, but he's a marksman, and he's a highly trained hand-to-hand combatant as well. Hence the fact that when he was Ronin, he was using a sword the whole time.
Yep.
So that's pretty fucking cool. That showed that he can do a lot more. So
yeah,
I love.
And then the whole thing with the tracksuit mafia too. Just
oh man, it's so fucking funny. The tracksuit mafia. Oh, these assholes. That's really funny. But yeah, I'm just so thrilled about how the show's going so far. I'm really looking forward to seeing where it's going to go, how they're going to develop her character. I mean, it's more and more, like I said, they're moving towards the Young Avengers. We're going to see the Young Avengers.
They've pretty much they haven't. I don't know that they've officially said that, but everyone knows that that's what they're moving towards, because I mean we're getting so many of those characters.
Well, they've already introduced Cassie Lang, who becomes Stature.
Yep. We've got Wiccan and Speed.
We've got Wiccan and Speed in WandaVision. They just have to figure how they're going to get them back into
which I think is going to be in Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I think we're going to see in Multiverse of Madness. That's how we're going to see those Scarlet Witch kind of redeemed, essentially.
Mm-hmm. And Saber Kids.
Yeah. We're going to see.
We're going to get Ironheart.
We're going to get Ironheart. Although Ironheart is not really. I mean, in the Young Avengers, Iron Lad was actually a teenage version of Kang the Conqueror that traveled back in time. But I don't think, I doubt that they'll go that direction. I think instead we'll see something like Riri Williams. We'll see Ironheart. We'll see, some other character like that. So yeah. but yeah, they're definitely moving towards that pretty soon. Just the Young Avengers are definitely going to be in there at some point.
Let's see. Yeah, Iron Lad.
The Patriot was sort of kind of. They hinted at him in Falcon and the Winter Soldier too, because the Patriot was the grandson of Isaiah, the Black Captain America, and so the first one that was kind of never known about.
Yeah, so we've got, according to this is Screen Rant, we've got Kate Bishop, Cassie Lang, Elijah Bradley, Patriot.
Elijah Bradley, thank you. Yeah.
Tommy and Billy, Wiccan and Speed.
Right.
American Chavez, Ms. America.
Yeah, she's coming in. I think she's going to be in the Captain Marvels.
Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Kid Loki.
Yeah.
Harley Keener or Nathaniel Richards, Iron Lad.
Right. Okay.
Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel.
Yeah, she's not a Young Avenger, but she is a Young Avenger. So.
Riri Williams, Ironheart. Actually, they're saying Miles Morales, Spider-Man too.
You never know. I mean, there's some incredible things coming.
And then Vision, actually.
Sure. Yeah, we could have the Vision as well.
Vision may be the connecting tissue that keeps the Young Avengers fighting together.
I'm down, man. I'm totally down. Please. I think it's great.
Yep, so, I think that's I'm looking forward to that. I want to see where this goes. I have full faith in the MCU. I think that they've done a great job so far. I still love everything that I've seen. Some more than others, but I've definitely enjoyed everything that I've seen in the Marvel Universe. So I'm looking forward to what comes next.
Yeah, absolutely. So coming up, we did say and it's getting kind of late, and like so we both are feeling all that great. So we should probably wrap things up. But I did we'll probably talk about maybe next week about the coming a couple weeks ago they did reveal all of the shows coming to Disney Plus pretty soon. Moon Knight.
Oh yeah, Disney Plus Day was a couple weeks ago.
Disney Plus Day, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, Ms. Marvel. They talked about What If Season 2. They also the various different things coming, Armor Wars and Secret Invasion, and just all of the things that are coming up. So we'll probably touch on them.
Obi-Wan Kenobi,
Spider-Man. Well, I'm talking more about just with the Marvel Universe shows, but yeah, I mean, we could talk about those as well. So yeah, we should maybe next week we'll plan on spending a lot of time talking about what happened on Disney Day.
Yes, the Vox Machina trailer was fantastic. Unless there's a new one that I haven't seen yet.
The Vox well, they did they showed the trailer for the show.
You're right.
They showed the opening, and they showed the first scene.
Yeah, where they actually did the opening. They all did like a screen read. Which was was fucking awesome. I can't wait for that. That's beginning of February, man. Just over 2 months.
Early February, we're finally gonna see it. I'm fucking jazzed as all fucking get out, man. So the thing is though too is like I'm gonna want to buy the Blu-rays of those as well.
Oh yeah.
Or we're supposed to get them or something. I don't know. I mean, like I gave them $20,
yep.
And which I think is supposed to net me a Blu-ray. So who knows? But
no, I think originally it was supposed to get you access to see the show, but now that it's been picked up by Prime, they're trying to figure out what that's going to actually.
Well, that was the thing. That was the thing before when they weren't even sure how that they were going to be able to do it.
Right.
So I mean, when I pledged, they had already been successful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it had already been. They had already reached their goal like 5 times over by the time I finally chipped $20 in. I was like, what the fuck, you know? So all I know is I don't care. I'll pay it again. It's all right.
Hey, I'm happy it's out.
Me too. Actually, today came the first prose novel for Critical Role.
Kith and Kin.
It came out. It's available on Prime and in your local bookstores. The story of the twins, Vax and Vex, before they joined the team.
Yeah, a few years before they joined up with Vox Machina.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll probably be picking that up eventually as well.
I still want to get all the graphic novels too, like the origins, like Jester and and all those. I want all those. I
have the first 3, the first 2. There were 2 graphic novels. There is a third one in the works.
Yeah, there's
now
Jester, Yasha.
Well, no. There's those, but then there was Critical Role Origins, and then Critical Role Origins 2.
Oh,
there were miniseries, and there were stories of the team before, and then
I have the first one of those.
Third series right now that's coming in that will eventually be collected, because you can get Critical Role Origins 1, you can get Volume 2, and then there's a third one that collects both of them together. And then if you get the 1 and 2, don't get the third one. And then no, once again, there's Critical Role Origins 3 that's kind of in comic book form right now. And then there's also a Critical Role Tales of Exandria that's going on right now. That's called that's all focused on the Dark Queen. Story about her.
Yeah, the Bright Queen.
The Bright Queen, excuse me. And then I was thinking the Dark Elf, Queen of the Dark Elves. And then yes, and then coming up soon, graphic novels featuring Yasha, Caleb, and Not. They're all coming soon, like later in the year.
Yep. So, all right. Well, I think that will do it for this week.
I think that'll do it. Thanks for joining us tonight, guys. Be sure to download and stream us on all the places you can find quality podcasting. We are on the Google Play Store. We are on iTunes. We're on Stitcher. We're on Odyssey app, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, radio.com.
You say Spotify?
And Spotify. And of course you can download and stream us on all of our shows at nerdswithalcoholshow.com.
And you can follow us on most of the social medias. We are on Facebook, Nerds with Alcohol Show. We are on Twitter at Drinking Nerds. We are on Instagram, Drinking Nerds. And if you want, you can follow me on Twitter as well, at Detroit Beer Guy. I haven't posted much lately, but again, been sick. Trying to get better about posting things, especially when I'm drinking beers or out at a pub or something like that. Again, haven't really done that much over the last few weeks. But hopefully things will change and I can shake this cough and get better. We will be back here. Right now, the plan is, provided Renee and I get clean bills of health on, excuse me, on Friday, we will be playing our D&D game Friday night. It may sound like a TB ward, but
yeah. Come on, Lunger.
But we will be playing. Can't be any worse than the last one when I was hacking up a lung.
Instead I'll be hacking up the lung.
But I've been doing some printing, so I've got some new condition modifier or condition markers, so we can.
I got a bone to pick with you motherfuckers when you guys were playing Maricaris. God damn it! Okay, first of all, Rich did shit for my accent.
Well, you can't expect somebody to actually do the accent when you're not there.
Of course, no, I'm just kidding. Although I did, it was really funny. I was watching it, and Bob was like, "Yeah, the accent, it wanders." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Because it does I'll admit, it does wander a little bit. If I were doing it all the time, it'd be a lot better. But But yeah, my accent does wander into Scottish a little bit here, and I'm trying to do this Irish. I sent Chris a TikTok earlier this week of this girl who was this Irish girl in her accent, and I was just like, you'll love this, and it was all about like disproving misconceptions about Ireland. But she had this great Irish accent, and it was just saying the examples of saying how they say like 33 and.
Well, yeah, all the TH is a hard
sounds.
T. The TH is a hard T.
Right.
That is one of the things I noticed when I was over there.
So, and her accent was very specific too, because it was very, there's a lot of different Irish accents, and hers was partly very specific to where she grew up. But it was super good, super high.
Core blimey.
Yeah, core blimey. Core blimey. When he said that, I almost fell out of my chair. Blimey. What the fuck is the matter with him?
But anyway, yeah, we'll be back here 7:30 Friday doing our D&D game. If anything comes up, we will definitely be posting on social media on what's going on. But all right, well, I think that's gonna about do it.
On that note.
Yeah, I think on that note, until next time.
Sláinte.
Yeah, that wasn't so great, but all right.
It's okay. They can't.
Thanks a lot for coming out, guys. And
welcome to our new subscriber.
Yeah, welcome to our new subscriber. Oh, Renee said that's a hello from the Magic Tavern reference. The core blimey. So, all right. Have a good week, everybody.
Good night.